What's good, YouTube? Dom Staven Sports Cards here, back with another video. Hope you're all doing well. Today, I have two very special cards to share with you guys, and you may have seen these if you caught me on a live stream a couple weeks back with John 3D80's kid, Matt THA Card Story, over on Theo Clemente Collector's channel. Three of my best friends in this hobby. It was a great time talking granola grails and sharing our recent pickups. But these cards deserve their own video, and it's not just because they're rare, but because of the story behind them and the personal aspect that's there. Back to my first video on YouTube, I talked about how I didn't just want to make connections, but the connection that I made with Brian at BRoss6 kind of pushed me over the edge, because he bought a lot from Golden Auction that included some oversized cards with some 1971 Topps Greatest Moments. And I was able to tell him more about that set so that he could learn and then get the correct value out of those cards. And Brian thanked me for the help, and it really hit me that over the years I'd acquired a bunch of knowledge and I could help collectors, both new and seasoned like Brian, someone that I really respect. So that kind of gave me that final push to make content, not just to engage with people, but to hopefully educate, inform, or present something a different way for you guys to look at. So I strive to do that in my videos, and the set has always meant more to me. Because of that, Brian has always said that when he looks at cards from this set, he immediately thinks of me. And that was very true, because Brian was approached by a seller that had a pretty large quantity of these test issue cards, because they are pretty scarce as is, and Brian was kind enough to partner me into the deal, and I got two great cards for my collection out of this set. Now, I obviously wanted the Carl Yastrzemski, but was very happy just to get great prices on these. So the first one I have here is a Veda Pinson. These have the same black border of the 1971 Topps cards. These Greatest Moments are celebrating 20 years of Topps baseball. So, Topps 200 hits in his first full season. You can see here comparing the size of it to a regular card. So these were definitely not distributed in 1971 Topps packs. They were a separate pack altogether. These have newspaper backs, which I love, from the 1964 Topps Giants set and the NU Scoops cards. But unlike those, they actually use the correct city's major newspaper as the headline. So that is the correct type font for the Cincinnati Post, which I think is really cool. And there's 55 of the cards, Veda Pinson being card 12. And it says, in 1959, Veda hit .316 at Cincinnati and had 205 hits. He led NL outfielders with 423 putouts and led the loop with 648 at-bats, 131 runs scored, and 47 doubles. His greatest baseball thrills have been his first big league homer, a grand slammer in 1958, his 1,000th hit, a homer, and his 2,000th hit, a homer. So that's really cool. I think the red on the back with the Cincinnati Post looks especially good. But considering its oversized black borders, like, the edges are pretty clean on these, and it's just a really great card. I think Veda Pinson will be a Hall of Famer someday. Over 2,700 hits, really good all-around player, and even though he didn't have a ton of power, he had enough power, and for those big milestones, hit some big home runs. So, really cool card there. And then the big one that got a lot of heads turning on that live is the Willie Mays. So this is probably my rarest Willie Mays card now. This one's especially great because it talks about his 3,000th hit of his career. I love the major milestone clubs, and the cards that talk about a guy hitting his 500th home run or hitting his 3,000th hit are cards that I always try to pick up. On the back here, you see the font changed to what the San Francisco Chronicle was at the time, and he's card number 41. So Willie collected his 3,000th hit on July 18th, 1970, and he entered the Giants chain in 1950, came to the big leagues in 51. His first hit in the majors was a homer off of future Hall of Famer Warren Spahn. His 628 home runs rank second to Babe Ruth. He has hit 20 or more homers 17 times and is now 9th on the all-time list for hits. I know in the live I said that he was like the 6th or 7th player to hit 3,000, but he was the 9th. Still way less common back then than it was now, as the milestones have become more of a chase. Guys like Willie Mays were just so good that they got there naturally. So these are really cool cards that I wouldn't have had the opportunity to acquire if it wasn't for the connection that I made with Brian over the years, especially through this set. So thank you, Brian, so much. I appreciate your friendship and helping me add these amazing cards to my collection. I know you've done well on the 71 greatest moments you got in this deal. I appreciate everyone for watching and hope you guys are able to build connections, share your knowledge, and acquire amazing stuff that you're proud of like I am with these. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.